Greetings, galactic angelics of the 144 of the Athena lineage, fully activated, rising into the dawning of the golden age, the new earth. Today, with these powerful energies flowing in, with all these alignments and transitioning to this full blue moon on Samhain, Halloween, we're really feeling these energies, and today we got blasted with 5D energies, manifesting as a 60 hertz resonance on the Schumann charts today, with many codes coming in. The light codes are activating our DNA and preparing us for this quantum leap of consciousness from Homo sapien to Homo luminous, beings of light. We had over 127 M1.5 or greater earthquakes. My queen sent me a message at 5:55, and then I come on here to record this, and the most powerful earthquake was a 5.5 in the Lemurian Ring of Fire in Indonesia at Mamuju. We have the Ma, the Mu, and the Ju. The Ma, the mother, the water, the Mu of Lemuria, of the void, the sacred feminine, and the Ju or the Yu of the Trinity. It is the apex of the trident, or the triangle. The whole ring of fire lit up again today, and there was a trinity of quakes in the west of the Rocky Mountain Range, with a 3.2 in Idaho, 546 UTC at 44.54 latitude, 115.255 longitude. So we have the 444 and the 555. We had a 3.1. Tonopah, Nevada, 38.183 latitude, 117.868 longitude. So we have the 8888 encoded in the epicenter of this 3.1 with the 4 energy at 545 UTC. We have the 117 and the 711. And then down in Fort Irwin, California, 3.3. Then we had a trinity in the crown of Lemuria, the crown of the queen in Sandpoint 4.3, the 7 energy of 4.1 at 441 UTC, another 5.5 activation of 5D energies, which you are feeling through the crown. Today my whole head was buzzing with these energies, and I felt it through my neck, and this was at 441 UTC, the 4-1, so we have the 144 encoded in this activation, and then in Kamchatka, Russia, on the other side of the crown, it forms this big U shape, looked like a smile, with a 4-4, another 8 energy, 44 as we're transitioning from 4D to 5D. Then with the Atlantean energy, 3-6, another 4-7 in Russia and a 4-7 in Japan. And then, of course, in our sacred portal, where the trident, the trinity come together, they merge at this portal in Tajikistan, the Tian Shan, the Kunlun, and Himalayan mountains. And this is a 4.6, 10 kilometers depth. So we have the 1010, the portal, the first portal to my condor. Then in the Virgin Islands, with the Atlantean energy, 3-6, the sacred portal in Machachi, Ecuador, 4.7, another 11 energy. Then again in the crown, 2 activations right in a row with a 4-3 and a 4-5, 7 into the 9, Sandpoint. Then in the trunk of the elephant, Ganesh, in South Shetland Islands, again today, 4.8. That is the 12 of the divine goddess. Then Indonesia, another 4-4. Panama, 4-6, 10 kilometers depth, another 10-10 portal. Argentina, South America, 4.1, a 4-2, all again in Sandpoint. California, 3-3, another 4-3, Sandpoint, Alaska, 4-2, Sandpoint. So one after another crown activation today. And then in Indonesia, 4-4, and then the Philippines, 4-5, 8 into the 9. Which is part of the Eagle and Condor code. The Council of 8 becomes the Council of 9. The Council is complete to fulfill this mission of the Eagle flying with the Condor, divine feminine merging with the divine masculine. The Christos and the Magdalene codes have been activated within your DNA. to create the 144, the 12 by 12, the crystalline code of the Christos lineage and the Magdalene lineage. Today we start our transmission with a divine message from our sister of the light, Anastasia Campos from Blue Beyond Guide. We had a big breakthrough that was an emergency energetically in both spirit and soul that came through at midnight. The gathering has commenced further with Uluru. The ships have arrived. Higher heart breakthrough activation aligning our solar plexus to our crown. And this is also a message before I began my journey from our angels in Ecuador, Shri and Kara, as they connected with me and said that my connection with my condor, my goddess, my queen, would reconnect my solar plexus to my crown. And boy, were they right. Aho. Connected everything as every veil is being torn apart. Every veil is being lifted and removed, exposing every part, every aspect of my soul star spark, which is our heart space, our heart center. Today from Divine Bro Star of the Light, Ra, James, an energy report, October 27, 2020. On October 31st, we have a full moon in Taurus. This is also a blue moon occurring on Samhain, Halloween. A blue moon happens when we have 2 full moons in the same month. This blue moon occurs when the spiritual veil between our 2 worlds is at its thinnest. That means you should be seeing and sensing more and more. This is a time when we can communicate with the spirit world. It's important that you're really paying attention to your intuitive and psychic abilities during this time. Emotions will be heightened and so will the senses. There are lots of messages coming through at this time. Mars and Mercury retrograde both continue to influence things from behind the scenes. Mars rules the masculine. The masculine is going through a lot of upgrades within the solar plexus. There is a clearing of karma occurring. Any Aries are probably really feeling it a little extra right now. Mercury retrograde is also creating quite the purge. There is a lot of clearing occurring from past timelines. You may be feeling the upgrades and healing occurring within the throat chakra and the sacral chakra. We have a lot of childhood issues surfacing as we are shown a deeper look at our programming. These ascension energies are bringing with them some massive upgrades, but we have more to release with the old. We are in the middle of a deep transformation, so this full moon will push us to release the things that no longer belong with us. It also will push us to connect deeper within the feminine, within the senses. We have a theme of the phoenix this Scorpio season. The new is literally being created from the ashes of the old. This moon is the hunter's moon, named after Orion, who is thought to be pursuing Taurus, or even the 7 sisters that make up the Pleiades. You're being reminded that you came from the stars, and that these are your ancestors. This is a powerful time to connect with any of your ancestors or loved ones in the other realm, from sparksofdivinelighealing.com, and today from Divine Sister of the Light Norma J. Milanovic, inside the Arcturian starship Athena. Starship Athena is finest of all Arcturian starships and helps protect Earth from all negative threats. We want to take you aboard the Arcturian starship Athena. By understanding this great race, we can help our own lives and personal development, and by studying their systems, we can know what to aspire to create. The starship Athena is not made of materials such as plastics and silica ceramic tiles like our spaceships. Rather, the Arcturian cruiser is constructed of materials that appear to be part organic by those who have witnessed this great, majestic spaceship. This organic quality provides an almost living quality to the starship, as the Arcturians see life in all things emulating from the one source. The Arcturian starship would be impossible for us to see with our eyes unless the Arcturians wanted us to, as it exists in another dimension and on a much higher vibrational frequency. Understanding this high frequency of vibration is the key to understanding the mechanics of the Athena. The engine rooms house the power supply for which the ship propels itself. The engine is not based upon rocketry or any other sort of combustion system we are familiar with, but rather the ship is propelled by light crystals. These crystals are able to convert light energy from their solar centers and transmute that energy to power the spacecraft. This may coincide with evidence recently found by NASA of enormous UFOs circling the sun. Athena is also equipped with a room that can only be described as a grand database of the galaxy. The Arcturian knowledge of the galaxy and the inhabitants thereof is extensive, and their stores of knowledge are kept in this room. Another room very similar to the energy contained in this room is a communications room. The Arcturians use these two rooms in combination with one another to send information and communicate with other Arcturians and other races through what we would refer to as telepathy. In addition to these rooms, the starship has many command rooms for navigation, comfortable living quarters, and even rooms spaceship Athena for recreation that reminds the Arcturians of their home system. There's much debate over the weapon systems of the Arcturians. Some channeling these great beings have described them as having no need for weapons whatsoever and are completely peaceful, while others have been able to identify the race as possessing some form of weaponry and shielding for their vehicle. From our best sources, both these conclusions are a form of the truth. The Arcturian starship is indeed equipped with advanced shielding and defense mechanisms. Additionally, the starship Athena is equipped with a form of weaponry, however not as we think of it. The Arcturian weapon systems have the ability to completely eliminate and disintegrate a target. The weapons cause no pain, but have the ability to stop reptilians and gray alien attacks. The Arcturians understand that all creatures and races must return to the one source eventually, although war is absolutely the last resort. The benevolent Arcturian beings have a specific mission to assist humanity into our next level of ascension. With this goal in mind, the last stop on our journey into the starship Athena is to the Soul Room. The Soul Room can be thought of as a hospital in which Arcturians are able to assist the energy of souls in need and revitalize them for their next learning experience. Here, the Arcturians are able to assist those individuals who are ready to raise their vibrational frequencies into the next stage of development. An understanding of this magnificent starship allows us to comprehend our mission here on life, as well as help our fellow man and progress into high stages of spiritual development and awareness. In time of doubt, be reminded of the Arcturians' ever-watchful eye from their perch in the starship Athena. And today, from FM 144, Starseed Support Channel for Terra Ground Crew. Situation Update, 26/10/2020. The further the light forces advance, the more the dark ones fall into panic mode, with a corresponding effect on their actions within the Earth quarantine. On non-physical levels, the last month was marked by fierce Archon Chimera attacks on surface-based starseeds, which were so strong that they could only manifest themselves physically in the form of accidents, diseases, technical defects, everything to make the work of lightworkers as difficult as possible during this important time. In the course of the COVID crisis and from a physical point of view, they want to seal off the planet militarily and put it under total surveillance. The way to achieve this are massive testing to drive the numbers as high as possible to justify their actions, completely ignoring the serious effects of the number of false positives. While the mask serves as an MK-Ultra instrument to make the population compliant, many governments act more and more totalitarian. It is also no longer so much about being afraid of the virus itself, but much more about being afraid of the punishments if the measures are not followed. The population should be stirred up in such a way that they supervise themselves and rebuke all outliers, that is, mask refusers, without questioning the sense behind it, which is very clearly presented in the following psychological experiments. The awakening part of the population who has recognized what is going on and is actively protesting against it is confronted with increasingly harsh police violence, whereby there are signs that the cabal is bringing mercenaries into various police units to break resistance. In addition, from a non-physical point of view, be also aware that within the quarantine, negative entities are entering the police forces, resulting in violence against peaceful protesters and also normal citizens, resulting in attacking and denunciation of mask refusers in daily life in order to defend the system. This is especially the case in urban areas where the anomaly has a stronger impact than on the countryside. But the Pleiadians have pointed out that the chaos on the streets is a clear sign of the beginning of the decline of the Matrix, and we are right in the middle of it. It is further recommended that the peaceful protests against the lockdowns should be energetically protected by placing columns of light over relevant areas, imagining how all anomaly and negative entities are sucked into the light source central sun. For protection, all participants can then be enclosed in silver spheres, followed by sending pink goddess energy or golden energy originating from the source into the area to harmonize the situation. This will be important for the coming weeks as the Cabal announces a dark winter or difficult months through their various puppets. A digital Christmas is also announced. In Slovakia, the entire population is being tested. In Spain, there is already a talk of extending the measures until May 2021. The aim of the Cabal is to further panic the population with such news so that the energy of the collective consciousness is kept as low as possible as the breakthrough approaches, although energetic countermeasures are being activated. Meanwhile, in China, life seems to go on again too. An alliance of doctors from all over the world has formed with the aim of ending all lockdowns and related damaging measures and to reestablish universal health determinants of psychological and physical well-being for all humanity. And that's at worlddoctorsalliance.com. The current volatile events in some parts of the world are only happening as the Galactic Confederation is moving closer and closer to Earth. There is currently a lot of activity in near-Earth space. Some professional remote viewers may get short glimpses of this. Also with regard to the galactic superwave in combination with a Carrington event, the Space Force is being further expanded with new bases in Qatar and Germany. The subject of UFOs is being pushed further into the mainstream. On the non-physical levels, the light forces are in the process of freeing twin flames that were separated by the dark ones and forced into fake partnerships with the negative side during countless incarnations. This will give a massive boost to the liberation. In addition, soul parts of many key lightworkers are being recovered, which the dark ones absorbed during the invasion of Atlantis, and also later on to manifest into many incarnations of prosperity and success. That is, for many Illuminati artists, while the affected lightworkers only experienced incarnations of struggle and destitution. These recovery missions are important because as a starseed, for example, one can only leave this planet once the soul is complete again, and the souls will be completed and united again. The ever-increasing influence of the light forces and other factors are reasons why the Dark Ones are currently panicking more and more. The irony of the whole situation is that while trying to force all of humanity behind masks, they are completely unmasking themselves, and their actions will come back to them like a boomerang. There is still turbulent weeks ahead with the presidential election in the U.S. also in the spotlight, not to forget the conflict between Azerbaijan and Armenia, in which Iran also threatens to intervene. So it is important to remain on guard, keep the faith, and successfully complete the mission as a starseed on the surface, allowing the planet a transition as harmonious as possible. Thailand. And from Divine Sistar of the Light, Jen McCarty, the event. Many of us are aware that vast and profound shifts are currently taking place within the old 3D paradigm. Structures and institutions that have held humanity entrapped in old frequencies that did not match humanity's divine potential are now crumbling before our very eyes. Please know that this is now shifting, and many of us will begin to notice significant shifts within our societal institutions and old paradigm structures from this moment on, which will begin to reflect the new frequencies of unity consciousness and unconditional love and acceptance for all beings. It is important at this point that indeed humanity has already passed over the threshold from old Earth to new Earth, and after a very long dawn of the Aquarius Age, we are now moving into the very early hours of the morning of the Aquarian Age, and this will symbolically and physically arrive on the 21st of December, winter solstice 2020, whereby Jupiter enters Aquarius at 0 degrees. This is the actual time period all of the ancient indigenous calendars were referring to when they ended all their long count calendars in the Ascension period from 2012 to 2020. Our galactic star families knew very well of this current time period that we are in, and this knowledge was depicted on many of the ancient sites such as the Great Pyramid of Giza, as well as in all of the Sumerian tablets. The ancient cultures knew that as Earth moves along her 26,000-year cycle, known as the precession of the equinoxes, humanity's consciousness would shift from being identified as a 3D consciousness being and would ultimately reach its full potential as a divine, Christed, angelic avatar humanoid being. The planet is now being bombarded by photonic light particles, and please know that these new light codes that are pouring in are truly unprecedented and hold a structural patterning unlike anything the Earth has ever known. These light codes hold particular patterning that interlock specifically with humanity's DNA in order to send forth instructions particularly to the dormant DNA strands to activate, awaken, and come out of their dormant state. That which is known as the event is drawing closer and closer now, and very soon many of us will be needed by the souls in our families and communities who will be experiencing this very exciting phenomenon. Once this occurs and for the time period leading up to the cosmic event, please know that our galactic family's ultimate task is to prioritize stabilizing our vibration in the 5th dimensional frequency bandwidth so that our galactic family's presence may be the exact medicine that all of our brothers and sisters need right now. Please know without a doubt this is the greatest gift we can offer our brothers and sisters, and we will assist them to attune and stabilize in the 5th dimensional frequencies themselves. Things are truly not as they seem, dearest ones, as collectively we are en masses observing the expiration and the dissolution of 3D timelines and the powerful emergence of 5D timelines. These are the most exciting times for humans to be alive, and know that in our lifetime, those of us drawn to these words are destined to be on the front line of this huge galactic and planetary shift. The powerful energies are now rising, and our DNA is being activated. Jen McCarty, thegalacticfederation.com. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Carolyn, Servant of Yahweh. God is removing the bad apples that have been spoiling the whole bunch today. This is all supporting our masculine power center and restoration of your solar plexus for your alchemical union. He wants you to focus on him and the future plans. We are collaborating together. This is preparing us for Mars going direct November 13, 2020, right after the 1111 portal gateway. God has intervened to support the divine feminine Christ's redemption from these bad apples. As the divine masculine Christ and Mars and Aries complete mission, you are being reborn, shedding the old skin and the old you. This is the forcing of your cellular DNA upgrade that is occurring through you. This is part of the cosmic reshuffling that's occurred for your time of rebirth now, beloveds. Past contracts, relationships, and partnerships that were holding you back are quickly being dissolved today. These entities were courted to your wealth. The Excalibur sword has destroyed all old oaths for your financial freedom and success today. All praise to the Most High. Truth is here with wisdom and light, ensuring your safe crossing into your Dharma and financial stability. The Queen Bee has risen, ready for your 369 alchemical Heros Gamos mission through the quantum field. She is awakening in your mind, expanding your consciousness into the trinity of your alchemical marriage. The truth is in your DNA. The ancestral healing and DNA alignment needed for your rebirth is completing. You are becoming one whole match in flame with Creator. And today from Divine Sister of the Light, Martha Kroll. We are like the lotus. Our feet are in the mud of the earth for our earth connection, our crown to the universe to capture that beautiful crystalline energy. Then we let that energy go through us back to earth. We take what is needed, we pass on what is excess. Then we will bloom to the length of the days. And today from Tibetan Buddhist Master Chamtrul Rinpoche. No matter how large the ocean is, whatever you taste, it will taste of salt. Likewise, no matter how many Dharma talks there are, whichever one you listen to, it will taste of freedom. And from the Zolkin Times, Kin 212, yellow, self-existing human. Self-existing is the name for the number 4, and its keywords are definition, form, and measure. With every wave spell, on the 4th day we must take stock and consider more carefully our situation. It is vital you know where you stand before you take another step forward. Consult a map, ask for directions. Today is Yellow Human, and it represents free will, wisdom, and influence. Yellow Human days are about opening oneself up, so messages from spirit can be channeled. All humans are psychic naturally. It's not just animals that can sense when an earthquake will occur or when rain will come. We too can do this, but we have lost touch with our natural abilities. These abilities dwell within us and have not been lost. They just lie dormant in most people. On human days, it's good to tune in and activate that channel. Free will is a key word too, because we have free will to do with this information what we choose. Intuition is a handy tool, and it's up to you if you wish to use it. As it is a number 4 day, it is important to look very closely in any message you receive, even if at first it doesn't make sense to you. The guide today is Yellow Star. Yesterday the Yellow Star was the ally, and tomorrow it's in the occult position, and today we are guided by the star. There's a lot of beauty to be appreciated at the moment. Follow the guiding star today, and it will lead you to a beautiful place or experience. The challenge is the white wind, the communicator of the Zolkin. When in this position, expect crossed wires, misunderstood messages, or possibly arguments. Try to be clear with what you say today and don't take everything you are told as accurate. The occult power is the red moon, which happens to be the wave spell we are in as well. Going with the flow today can result in magical encounters, and all that moon energy makes channeling easier too. The ally is the blue hand, which is the symbol of healing. If you need a friend today and you are lucky enough to know a blue hand, give them a call. If you are a blue hand, expect to be in demand today. Today from Divine Sister of the Light, Christina Papagiorgio. Yellow, self-existing human. Kin 212, 27 October 2020. Defining wisdom. 27-10-2020 equal 27-10-22 equal 914 equal 14 equal 5. 27 power, leadership, command. 9 completion, destiny, service, humanity, grace. 10 manifestation, power, authority. 1 new beginnings, leader, original. 4 form, structure, foundation, earth. 5 freedom, liberation, change, transformation. Kin 212 equal 5 change, transformation, freedom, liberation. A day of consciously choosing to redefine your reality. Day 4 in the red moon wave spell of the goddess, who is enhancing our intuition and sensitivity as we purify our vessels in order to find our flow. Today we are defining how to go with the flow by measuring our wise choices which influence greater flow in our lives. Tone of creation, self-existing. Tone 4 operates in the mental realm. Action measures, power defines, essence form. Self-existing, number 4 takes form, and we have ourselves a square shape. Self-existing, measuring and defining, very intelligent, fascinated by self. We now have built a sturdy platform upon which further growth takes place. Today we delve into the mental realm and use our minds to align with our highest potential destiny and define what it is we wish to build in our life. What form will our life take in the future? Defining how we can access more elegance and flow in our lives, using our free will and God-given powers. Dispense with the rest and build your new foundations on the basis of elegance and peace through your pure mind. Go forth and build this new foundation for our new world to take form. We are all but conduits for the divine will to flow through us, open to the magic and be receptive. We thus become partners acting in unison with the will of Spirit in order to effect greater influence and become the way showers and leaders of our new communities, drawing together to allow pure consciousness to flow through our vessels for the betterment of us all. Tune in and surrender to the divine plan for your life and the greater plan for humankind. So precious hearts, today we break out of our old box and go with the new flow, leading us all to greater harmony and joy. Now is the time to move to a bigger, more beautiful box. Today's question is, how can I define a better reality through divine wisdom, choosing positivity in order to go with a new flow, divine blessings for freely flowing in a purer stream of consciousness. Merrily, 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 down the stream we flow. And Lakek Alakin, Christina White, Magnetic World Bridger, Kin 66. Kin 212, Yellow, Self-Existing Human. The mantra, the code for today is, I define in order to influence. Measuring wisdom, I seal the process of free will with the self-existing tone of form. I am guided by the power of elegance. And on this powerful day of activations and transformations, let us know, beloved beings of light, in the comments below what you're experiencing, what you're feeling, what you're seeing, your visions, your dreams, your synchronicities. And thank you, Divine Masculines, for commenting and leaving your message to the Divine Feminines that you are ready and willing to live from your heart with unconditional love for the Divine Goddess. For it is time for us all to rise up in the glory of the Sacred Heart. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Click the subscribe button below. And as always, we have a link in the description to the transcriptions of today's transmissions. And we archive these on our website, primedisclosure.com. I'd like to also thank everyone for your continued support on Patreon and your donations. It's because of the pledges on Patreon I'm able to bring these transmissions to you daily. So if you'd like to support my work and mission, you can make a pledge at patreon.com/Paul Butler. We're up to 117 patrons. I'm about halfway to where I need to be able to continue my work. So thank you, everyone. And today I was blessed to align two of our angels in the Wolf family, WOLFE, as I found a temporary place for the next 10 days on a website that Spirit aligned me with, VRBO. It's like Airbnb. And I'm in this beautiful little cabin out in nature, surrounded by this valley. Although I had a great time and enjoyed my stay at the hotel and had great conversations with many people staying there and many people working there, it was time for me to shift to more privacy and more comfort. So I was greeted here today by a Divine Sister of the Light, Birdie, she's Filipino from Hawaii, and she had a wolf shirt on, which is one of our totems, one of our most sacred totems, being connected with the Blue Wolf clan and our Bro Star of the Light, Blue Wolf in Shasta, who's fourth generation grandson of our great chief Sitting Bull. And I'm here above this valley, 711 coming in again, 711 into the 117. But I'm surrounded by great beauty, and I met also the owner of this place, Steve, trying to talk them into letting me stay here for a longer period. But it's not something that they wanted to do in the past. But we'll see if Great Spirit allows that. I know I can do great work here, surrounded by this great beauty, the beauty of this valley and nature, Pachamama, and the comfort of this beautiful home. So we'll see what happens. But the next 10 days, I have this place booked, and we'll be doing these transmissions. So you'll be feeling the energies of this sacred portal. And I'll shoot a video for my Patreons here of this valley, and then see what happens when I do ceremony. I'll record something. I'm doing special extra gifts for people supporting me financially on Patreon, because that's going above and beyond. And to show my appreciation, I uploaded yesterday, if you're a patron, it doesn't matter at which level, a very powerful activation in one of the most powerful portals in Sedona, Arizona, Boynton Canyon. And we have a shaman, a love shaman, playing the flute on top of the sacred mesa, this portal. So it's very powerful. People are already sending me messages about the activations they've received. So thank you all for your pledges and your donations. So we'll see. Please send your spiritual light to this family, the Wolf family, for their kindness and support for me on my mission of the eagle fly with the condor of my sacred divine union, which ultimately is for the assistance and support of humanity through this awakening to 5D. So I'll be here till November 7th, which will be the 11/7. So we have 117 patrons synchronizing with this event. And hopefully we'll fully be on New Earth by then, so I don't have to no longer think about a place to live. Not that I'm worried about it, because Great Spirit has showed me every step of this great journey, leaving behind everything in Cleveland, 47 years, hundreds of friends, family, my business of 17 years, taking that greatest leap of faith in my life, and it's been worth every second. I told my sacred condor, my queen, I would have drove 1,000,000 miles to get to her. It didn't matter. 3,000 was nothing, even though I don't like to be in moving caves for more than a half hour, but that's the sacrifice we make for love. And it was funny, Bertie, when I told her, of course I tell everyone about the condor, that she also came here from Hawaii, a beautiful place, to Washington State for love. And we both agreed love makes you do crazy things. But it's not so crazy because it's worth it. And you are worth it, great one. To come into divine union, to feel at the deepest levels, to open up to these divine unions. And something sacred this way comes. Your divine counterpart is here now for you, regardless if you're touching wings or not. It took great effort, all my chi, to be able to get to my queen. I put every ounce of faith, belief, energy into coming here. And every day I'm tested, but every day Great Spirit and our teams, our angelics, our ascended masters show me that they have our backs, that we are supported, we are protected. And even finding this place that I'm recording this in now is showing me these 5D energies. We're in fourth density, fluctuating in between 3D and 5D. We've anchored into 3D. 3D is the foundation as we're resonating in between perfect harmonics. 4D is an interference pattern that's preparing our minds, our bodies, our spirits for the full transition into the merging of heaven and earth. And form into the formless, form into the form. 717. That's the 37 into the 73. The internal mirrors the external mirrors the internal. So that's why it is important to guide, to imagine, to visualize what you want to see for the new earth, for heaven on earth. And what our experience will be is way beyond anything you can imagine, but the universe, the energy, the realm, the physics needs our awareness to guide it, to know exactly what we want. That's why every day I say, what is your vision? Leave it in the comments. It's setting it in stone. It's solidifying into the magnetic field, the electromagnetics of the Akash, of Pachamama, of the universe, of the cosmos, of the Great Spirit. So know, as a co-creator, we came for this final mission, to take this earth back, to bring conscious awareness into Eden, and bring Eden into our conscious awareness. What Paramahansa Yogananda would call eternal bliss consciousness, to end this recycle system, this prison of time loops within time loops. This convoluted universe becomes one of perfect harmonic resonance. So thank you for joining us on this great mission, Earth Angelics of the Light. Keep walking your sacred path with heart. I love you all. Namaste.